What is up? Happy Friday, man. Happy Friday. Alright, do we have audio? Yeah, we have audio. What is up? Happy Friday, man. Mr. Joey. Sir Joey, kamusta? Oh dear. Oh my god, man. Kamusta, Sir Joey? Shout out to you, man. Um, nice. How are you guys? Guys, I miss you guys. Wow, VJ, man. VJ, I need your mailing address. Please send me your mailing address. I need to send you something. Not your email. Your mailing address in India. Um, yes. Guys, I miss you so much. And I wasn't very that's good, man. That's good to hear. I wasn't very active a while. I was so busy with the graduation, sorting out images, and it was very very hectic. And now we are at the shall I say 60% of that project completion, and I've been doing that for the last nine years. I'm sure it's more than 5 years. I am sure of that. But yeah, so things are things are a bit too slow nowadays because of the Christmas vacation. But I mean, the ball is not in my hand now, so I need to like do the process. They need to do the process. So that's what I'm. That's my update with that. But then again, yes, what is that I posted? The stealth series. Oh my goodness. Guys, I'm so excited. I don't want to reveal it just yet, but it is something to do with something we wear so that we will feel more. It's merch. I'll I'll get back to you until we get the prototype ready. We are getting ready for you guys. We are preparing something really nice for us photographers, because photography for us, it's not only art, um, it's not only expression, but it's life. That's why it's Photogslife. As cheesy it may sound, but it is. Uh, in reality, it is my life, because I, the definition, I define myself as an artist, as a photographer. That's what I do. This is what I do, and yeah, I live the photogs life. Wow. So who we how many who do we have now? We have DJ. Awesome, man. So I just went. I just finished speaking on the phone with a very good, very talented Miss Celine, and I was congratulating her regarding her um, being one of the finalists in the HIPA. And wow, I mean, just to be a finalist with over 100 entries joining HIPA is, it's an outstanding achievement in such a way, because uh, it only it only signifies or only validates you becoming or being a very talented photographer or very talented image creator, being finalist or being or winning photography competitions, you know winning photography competitions. um I have nothing against photography competitions, because I myself, I join them and I enjoy joining them, and it is, I find it a very interesting challenge, shall I say. Because what are the odds you being the winner, especially if it is um, a blind competition. Someone who doesn't know you is choosing your photograph, or someone who, you know, when you join a competition, very, um, you know, if you frequently join them, or if you frequently join competitions, or if you really challenge yourself joining international competitions, whom I say, like, what is the secret? I'm actually asking, what is the secret? And I don't have the answers, guys. What are the secrets, and what is the, shall I say, thought process of being being the winner? How to become a winner? Because what I can think of is, it's like a lottery. The odds are like 1,000,000 is to 1. This type. Um, is it more of the practice? Is it? I'm sure it is more of the practice, because there is a beginner's luck, and there is like a really, you know, they have found the formula in winning photography competitions, like, good friends of mine, Donald Gimiran and Mario Cardenas, and there's a lot of it, and I am so happy. I mean, there's a lot of Filipinos who are really successful when it comes to this, and it becomes like a career, and somehow it becomes a career joining, um, photography competitions. But the question that I can answer, or the excuse that I can make why I am not active when it comes to photography competitions. Maybe because of procrastination, maybe because of laziness, maybe, or maybe because I have a different set, or I have a different, way of thinking. Uh, am I a person who would grab the camera because when I because my motivation is livelihood. My motivation is livelihood, in the sense that, guys, please let me know if you're watching. I want to see you guys. I want to hear from you guys. If you may have some questions, I will answer them on the spot. I will answer them on the spot. I mean, if it's please join the conversation. This is what I'm trying to say, and don't let me just fade away and just continuously, uh, talking here. And I because what I do is, I do personal projects, and I do things in a calculative manner. And I don't just do random things. I do things in with a purpose. In a sense that, I'm not saying people who are joining, photography competition doesn't have purpose. Of course they do have, but for me, what I can say is, I can talk about myself. I can talk in how I think of, you know, how I do things. Because, you see, the question is, are you a person who loves joining competitions? Are you a very competitive person? Is your photographs competitive enough? How did you ever won a photography competition? And what drives you, and what motivates you to join photography competitions? Maybe anyone from the, listeners or watchers can answer that question. I would love to know. Sincerely, I would like to hear from you guys. Um, because for me, when I try to, like, carry my bag, even if I start, like, preparing my gear, my motivation is, okay, I'm going to a job. I'm going to work. I'm going to get paid after this. That's why during the weekend, it's kind of like okay, I mean, the the place where I'm going to, am I getting paid for this? What is the outcome? What is my motivation? I mean, I will see friends. I will see. Should I see my friends, or or I will be shooting with strangers who I don't know? Uh, am I going to spend my time driving far off? Uh, should I be spending my time with my family instead? Those things. That's why it's a really fine line of of what they call this, of a position, because see, for me, I see, again, disclaimer, don't get me wrong, I have nothing against people who love joining competitions, but this is my position. My position is, I don't like the idea of competing, of competition, of proving that you are better than others. It's kind of like, maybe this is not how the people what other people think. It is because someone is choosing the best photographer in a pile of photographers, in a list of photographers. Because to be honest with you, winning, I was very reluctant joining last year's best photographer of the year. I was very reluctant, to be honest, because I don't want. I. It's not that I don't want. It's just I just don't feel the need for me to prove others that I am better than others. This is just my personal mantra. I mean, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe maybe other people think the same way as I am. Or what are your thoughts, please, guys? I want to hear from you guys. What is your thought about competition? Why do you join? What is your motivation? Why don't you join? Why are you not joining? Uh, what moves you, or what motivates you to display your photograph? Of course, cash price, maybe the price, the prestige. Those are motivation. Um, what else? What else motivation can you think of? The challenge, to win the prize, of course. Yes, to win the prize. But isn't it like, to win the prize? If you are, I heard from someone who is joining the lottery. Wow. I think, I mean, this guy is such a genius. I'm so uh inspired in his the way he thinks. Mr. Arvin Orubia, please go visit Mr. Arvin Orubia to better the photography also. Yes, to better the photography. Thank you, Richard. Thank you, Joey. It's kind of like, you're so motivated to join the lottery, the lotto in Philippines, the numbers game. You're so motivated, and you were like, okay, I'm so pumped, I'm going to join the lotto, I'm going to join this draw, because the winning streak will be around 5 million pesos. Okay, yeah, I'm so happy, I'm going to join. If I win, this is what I will do. I will pay off all my relatives' debt, or maybe I will go travel. You were thinking about all the things that you can create, or do, or make, or have once you win the prize. Once you win either the cash prize or whatever prize it may be. You're so motivated, you're so pumped, you're going to the lotto station and, like, do the to bet on it, to bet on the numbers. Then you watch the the draw, and then suddenly, yeah, then you didn't win. Then all of the sudden, all of these things in your mind, thinking that this is what you're going to do, your mind is so um, fixated to those things that you will do once you win, and you are so positive and you are so eager and motivated in doing so, and then suddenly you lost, and then suddenly your brain, you can feel that your brain will kind of like be on a plateau, and then suddenly go down. Improve the skills to master lighting and composition. But you can improve your skills. You can do lighting, you can do composition without joining photography competitions. You can do that. You can better your photography to not joining competitions. You can be motivated with something. How do you want to win? Do you win with odds of 1 million to 1, or 1,000 is to 1, or 100 is to 1? I mean, is that the way? And it I hope you get me. I mean, I'm trying to go to a point where it's kind of like it's, yeah, because I was talking about lottery. Let's go back to photography. I'm talking about lottery, but I'm thinking like the idea of the lottery is kind of like joining photography competition, which is, it's like a draw. It's like a draw. But you know that you're good. You know that you're good if your photographs makes it to the finalists, to the finals. You know that you're good, and you know that you are good if your photographs consistently wins and consistently makes to the finals. I think iba kasi ang competition level. Your work is be judged by professionals. Yes, but sometimes you never know the judges. You don't know the thing that the judges thinks. Most of the time. But yeah, I think that is a good motivation, Richard. It's a good motivation in a sense that you have this validation, because they will give you input on that image. Because we normally don't get that if it's not in competition mode. Because if it's in competition mode, when you submit your image and the judge gave you his response by choosing your image or giving you comments privately, you get to have validation that your work is good. Yeah, I think that's a valid point. A validation, because since your work is being judged by professionals. Thank you, Richard. That's a really good input. Also, like, forgive me if I never apologize, to be honest, but this is my point. If I offend someone, then Edward, happy Friday. In my point of view, there's some people who are custom built talaga for competition. Yeah, there are people who are built in competition. As a photographer, sometimes I try to join it, but I don't find it, hindi siya para. Sumali matry, challenge din mundong. Wow, finally, someone who agrees in my point. Thank you, Edward. Thank you, Edward. Because see, I once upon a time, okay, this is not photography related, but I think it relates to it. I bought a Jeep Wrangler. It's a very expensive vehicle. It's a very expensive car. And I joined the 4-wheel drive club, where we go every weekend to the desert and we play. we play safari. We go to the desert safari and we just drive to the dunes. There are some big risks of you being with an accident, being involved in a crash, or if you're not safe enough, or you're not, and then I realized, because that was the time when the crisis hit. It was 2008. I remember so clearly that I realized that this vehicle that I purchased is so expensive that I am not the kind of person to treat this as a toy. My vehicle is not a toy. It's not for me. I have no right to just risk myself being involved in an accident, or risking myself the dangers of just playing in the dunes, like doing desert safari, doing dune bashing. Because to be honest, it is really dangerous, because you might tip over, or it's not because I'm afraid, but we never know. Accidents happens. So I sold the car back and I replaced it with a cheaper car. I never. It's also because I never enjoyed dune bashing, anyways, because it is a very expensive hobby. And you are driving, and the speed, maybe the adrenaline, I feel it. But if I am the one who is not driving, if I am a passenger, I enjoyed it. It's kind of like, okay, I bought this car to travel from point A to point B, and it's so expensive that I couldn't afford a full tank most of the time. Maybe because that idea, that kind of thinking, that kind of mentality I put on my photography, like same as Mr. Edward here. It's kind of like my movements are measured in a sense that, am I going to be productive today? If I'm going to be productive today, meaning to say, the odds of me going out the house with my camera, am I going to go back to bring home the bacon? Also, but although there are some risks also, you might not go home with the bacon because you failed, But we are here. I believe that taking risks, taking the bigger risk can be a bigger return. But sometimes, even if you take big risks, sometimes there are no returns at all. Sometimes, okay, you took the risk of driving your car in the desert without being trapped, without dying, But what is the return? Okay, your adrenaline is pumped, and and it feels great, and it feels good. But you don't have anything to bring home to your family. Am I making sense? Am I making sense here? It's kind of like there are some risks that once you take, it's a big risk, but there's no returns. But there are some, because we are built to think of things that we will put ourselves, or we will go against the odds if we know that the odds are in favor of us. In favor of us, meaning to say, if it's like 2 out of 3, not 100:1. I mean, maybe if it's 100:1, but the returns are greater, then maybe I will think twice. Then maybe I will go and pursue it. Celine and I, we were talking about, maybe because the mentality that I have is, the people who create art, or the people who join competitions, they're not scripted people. They don't do scripted shots. They do as it goes. When they are there, it's just the matter of going every day or going every week and creating that shot, and choosing that right shot to join, and choosing that right winning photography. And they have that unique capability of joining, or of thinking of, or of choosing the image that they want to show, or to what they call this, to join. And then there are people who are working. They only have one shot to submit, but these are all scripted shots. These are all scripted shots. Like, okay, the mom is here, the father is there, the kids are walking next to them in the beach, and then the hotel is there. You know, you are creating something to create the ad, to create the commercial, the shot that the clients want to have. And this is a different thinking, rather than you being an adventurer going out to the nowhere. I mean, maybe, yeah, back in the days, I share my what he calls my adventures before. I do have taken in part of just going out, doing street photography, and I did that. I enjoyed it, but I realized that there's no return. There's no return. Even if I joined, okay, so this is what I was talking about, the disclaimer. You know what I mean? Like, I don't like the feeling of winning and then everybody else loses. And I also don't enjoy the feeling of someone wins and I am one of the losing part. You know, I just gave it away. You know, this is what. But although in the society there is a real hierarchy anyways, in any society, in any community, there is always a triangular hierarchy. This is a leader. There is a leader. There's one alpha person, female or male alpha, and then others are under him or under her. You know, in any place that you go, it's either in your family, either in your workplace, even in your clubs, there's always like that alpha male. But in that alpha community, in that alpha male or that alpha location, there is always someone. There is this TED talk that I was listening the other day or yesterday, and then there is this two chimpanzees, monkeys. One is the old alpha male and one is the 17-year-old alpha male, and then in the other side is the stronger man, the stronger chimp, the stronger alpha male, but he is a beta. It's kind of like you can be the alpha not because you're the strongest or you're the tallest or you're the most talented person. You can be the alpha. It's just because of who you know. That's why you are the alpha, not the stronger one who is on the side, who became a beta. Am I making sense? It's like you can be the alpha, but below you or next to you, there are some more people who are influenced, who are more influential, who works behind the scenes, who doesn't want to be in the spotlight. And you are the representative, you being the alpha. You're not the most talented one, you're not the most strongest one, you're not the most, fastest or handsomest or beautiful, but you're the alpha. But you are just in the alpha stage because someone placed you there. And that someone who placed you there is the most influential, but he's not being seen. He's just, who do you think who is more powerful? The person who is representing or the person behind him, controlling him? You know what I mean? Okay, let's go back to, oh my God, photography competition. I got drifted away. This is what, you get when you're doing... Guys, please let me know if you're here. Please, Tell me what motivates you to join photography competitions. Um, why you're not joining? Why are you joining? Um, how do you enjoy your photography? What motivates you in photography? Do you like, if you win, did you win already? How many awards did you got? How was the feeling? And how's the feeling of losing also? And do you think sometimes photography competitions becomes manipulated? Is it sometimes like, is there like, shall I say, lutong Macau, or is it being controlled, or is it being someone already won, kind of thing? What are your thoughts? I realize na yung purpose ng photography sa akin is to support my family and earn a living. Kudos, competitive, pero hindi siya ang basihan kung sino ang mahusay. For me, the only competitor is your own self. Iba-iba. Wow, I love it, man. Edward, man, thank you for he was saying, for those for those English speaking listeners, what he was saying is he finds photography as a means of supporting his family. He loves he has nothing against people who are competitive, who are joining photography competition, but this is not what motivates him. What motivates him is competing against himself. And yeah, for me, the only competition is your own self. We share different visions when it comes to art. And it's also, competition or winning a competition is not the basis who is the mahusay or who is the greatest. I love that, man. I love that. I share the same thinking. It's not, for us, it's not a basis of someone judging randomly the images. It's kind of like judging you for a single image, but not judging you as a person. Although, yeah, it is a photography competition, yeah. But man, I really enjoy this. Thank you. Yeah, thank you. Guys, please share me what you're thinking. I mean, you can type in Tagalog if you don't feel like, you know, typing it all in English. I will translate it for you guys. It's just because I'm talking in English because we have English speakers. Kahit mag-Tagalog kayo, okay lang. I will still read your comments. I will still read your, and I will translate it to our non-Filipino listeners and speakers. But obviously, you cannot, VJ, you cannot type in Hindi, or Malayalam. I cannot, obviously won't be able to understand and translate that. Yeah, guys, I am going to release new merch. We are working on this for quite some time now, and I'm very excited, and I'm very, because this will be a movement. This will be a really great motivation for us to be able to enjoy ourselves. Right. Wow. While working. And I hope we can reach a lot of people, and we can inspire more people like us, photographers. Because, see, I wanted to talk about Photogslife. Photogslife is not just about me talking to you guys and sharing you guys 15 and 10 years of experience in photography. I have to be clear that I need to be clear that I was in the industry since 2003, but I have started working for myself as a photographer 2008. So that is 10 years of experience for you guys. I'm sharing 10 years of experience for you guys as a photographer. It's Photogslife is not about that. Photogslife is our motivations, our challenges, and our inspirations as being a photographer. You who is watching this, it's about you. It's about your motivations. It's about your inspiration. It's about your challenges. Please share it with us. Please share it to me so that I can tell our viewers what are the problems to be addressed and what we can solve and what we can do about that. You know, we can share knowledges, we can share the skills, we can share your challenges. You know, um, I believe that photographers like us should be responsible to be a responsible part of the community. Be more substantial. Be more creative in a sense that because images are images are communication tools. We should learn how to communicate in a sense that to address certain issues in the community that we can be that we can contribute to the betterment of our community, not just the Filipino community but the photography community, and also us in Dubai or us in the Middle East or in the world. You know, be a substantial or a really what you call this responsible photographer in a sense. This is what I am dreaming of, having that advocate of communicating art and communicating photography so that we can solve issues, minor issues, or you know, whatever issue there is, you know. So that's why I'm here. I wanted to listen to you guys. I wanted to hear you guys. Most brand ambassadors are not competition winners. They are judged based off their body of work, experience, and impact to the society. Wow, thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you. And my wife started watching. Hello, baby. Edward. Yeah. I mean, I should buy you coffee, Edward, man. um yeah, let's let's talk about being a brand ambassador. There are two types. Actually, there are two types of photographer, and you have this line. There are brand ambassadors, or there are photographers who are really great, really good photographers, but they don't know how to talk. They don't know how to talk. They don't know how to represent themselves. They don't know how to represent a brand. They don't know how to market themselves. Or they don't even know, or they only have one language set. You know, they don't know how to speak English fluently. You know, that's, or maybe talk in a different language. You know, basically, there are good ones who doesn't know how to talk. And there are really good talkers who has no idea what photography is anyways. So being a brand ambassador, you should be in the middle. You should know what you're doing, and you should also know how to talk. And you should also know how to express things. You should know how to represent the brand. You should know how to work on marketing. You know, it is basically a very difficult task being a brand ambassador. And you are being judged by the people who are in the brand. And it is a really difficult business. Because there is a lot of wannabe ambassadors. And that's fine. I have nothing against that. We should strive to become a brand ambassador, because being a brand ambassador meaning to say you are a very you are congruent and you are reputable photographer. Your clients or your clients or your peers can trust you well because you are a brand ambassador, meaning to say if you are being supported by a brand, you have that reputation. And having that reputation is a plus for you for your career being a photographer. And it not only takes you to places, it only gives you, the bacon. It can also, help you support your family or help you support your company. That's why, uh, being a brand ambassador is really a plus, if you are a photographer or whatever career or industry you may be in. Whew. So guys, thank you very much for joining us. I would have to wrap this up. Thank you, Mr. Edward. Wow, man, I really appreciate you joining. Mr. Richard, thank you very much. I always see your comments. Thank you very much, Mr. Joey, Mr. Richard, Mr. Edward. VJ, oh my dear VJ, man, please DM me your private, your mailing address in India. Wow, thank you. And those 3,000 people who are watching, thank you very much. My goodness, mas salama, namaste, thank you, salam alaikum. I mean, for those who just joined, I'm seeing some people who are joining. For those who just joined, we were talking about photography competition, what motivates you to join photography competition, and what are the reasons why you don't join photography competitions. Those type of things. But what I will do, this is my okay, this is my question for you guys. Please share me what you think. Please share me what you think. What motivates you to join photography competition, and what is your excuses why you're not joining photography competitions? Those two. You can please comment on below so that I can come back to you guys. If you want to return to this discussion, if it's your first time to join the discussion, we can do another live session, or I can do a vlog. I can do an episode about this, and I can enumerate different reasons and different points why people join photography competition and why people doesn't join photography competition. But again, thank you very much. My name is Chris Calumberan, and I am the chief photographer and founder of chriscalumberan.com. Please visit our website, chriscalumberan.com, and our instagram.com/chriscalumberan. We are on Instagram, we are on Facebook, and we are on YouTube. Please search Calumberan Chris Photogslife. Wow, thank you very much. And guys, enjoy the weekend. If you have your camera with you, enjoy the weekend with your camera. Or if you have your loved ones, if you have your special your family with you, please enjoy it with them. Have your attention to them, not just in your camera. So guys, there you go. Thank you very much and have a great weekend. Cheers.